No one told me the world would burn this way. I thought the warmth of the sun would last forever. But this heat and this light feels like pain. I was born in silence, deep among bamboo roots and shadow. My mother told me the forest would always protect us. She was wrong. Hello, I am Panda, a gentle creature. I love bamboo. Its soft rustle and green taste are my comfort. But sometimes when I look at you humans, I wonder, why do you hurt beings like me?
In the misty mountains of Sichuan, China, one of Earth's most gentle species watches its home vanish. The giant panda, Ailuropoda melanoleuca, once roamed across vast regions of Asia. Now, fewer than 1,900 remain in the wild, all within a handful of mountain ranges.
For the panda, the forest is more than home. It is breath, food, shelter, and song. For millions of years, pandas survived ice ages, predators, and shifting lands. But what they could not survive was the speed of human progress. Every day they eat bamboo for hours, consuming up to 38 kilograms to stay alive.
I used to think the world beyond the forest was only wind. Then the wind changed. It began to smell like metal and smoke. The noise came first, iron teeth biting into roots. The ground shuddered beneath me. I ran, but the forest kept ending. They said it was progress, but progress never fed the hungry trees. I remember when everything was green. Bamboo brushed against the sky, and the river sang to me. I didn't know the sound could end. I didn't know silence could hurt.
But bamboo is fragile. A few degrees of change, a few days of drought, and the forest no longer grows.
I waited for the forest to call me back. It never did.
By the end of the 20th century, the giant panda had become a ghost in its own kingdom. Populations scattered, cut off from each other.
One morning, the sound changed again. Not chainsaws, shovels, hands digging, planting. They planted what they once destroyed. I didn't know humans could learn.
Many scientists believed extinction was inevitable, but the story didn't end there.
I saw cubs again, clumsy, bright-eyed, chasing the morning light between bamboo stalks. I saw green where there was ash. I saw humans kneel beside the same soil they once burned.
As the planet warms, suitable bamboo retreats higher into the mountains.
And where the trees stop, so does the panda's hope. Between 1970 and 2000, half of all panda habitat disappeared. Forests that had stood for centuries fell to axes and machines. Entire valleys turned to farmland in a single generation. In the early 21st century, something unexpected began to happen. Humans stopped cutting. They started planting. And for the first time in living memory, the forest began to return.
They said the forest would never heal, but I've seen it breathe again. Maybe they'll remember what they saved before they forget again.
In 2016, the giant panda was reclassified from endangered to vulnerable. Decades of conservation, reforestation, and protection began to show results.
I was born into a dying world, but maybe I won't die in one.
The creation of the Giant Panda National Park connected more than 80 isolated populations across 27,000 square kilometers of forest. Hope, once theoretical, became visible.
Seasons pass in the bamboo forest. The air grows warmer. The rain's less certain. Yet still the panda remains. Not as a relic, but as a lesson. In these mountains, each tree, each stalk of bamboo is part of an unbroken conversation. Between soil and sky, between time and patience.
I've learned to follow the shadow. When the sun burns too high, I wait. When the nights grow long, I listen. The forest still speaks, though its voice is thinner now. It hums beneath the ground, in roots that remember rain.
Scientists call this resilience. The forest calls it memory. Across the valleys, new generations of pandas climb higher into the clouds. Their forests shrink, but their will to survive deepens.
I do not understand the warmth that never ends. The rivers grow tired before reaching the sea. The rains forget their way home. Even the bamboo dreams less often now. But I still wake each morning to the sound of wings.
They eat at night, rest in daylight, adjusting to a world that changes faster than ever before. Each movement, small, deliberate, is a quiet defiance against extinction. The balance that once governed these slopes now trembles at the edge of loss.
The birds have not left us. Then we will climb together, one mountain, then another, until the sky runs out of room. If this is the price of staying, I will pay it.
Bamboo forests may shrink by a third before the century turns again. Each degree of heat pushes the green one mountain higher.
When I eat, the forest breathes. When I walk, the earth listens.
There are limits to how high life can climb.
We are the same hunger, the same promise. If they hear us, they will know. We never stopped forgiving. The forest no longer hides me. It needs me to be seen. Maybe that's why I'm still here. Listen closely. The forest is still singing. Not loud, not proud, but alive.
The panda's world is changing faster than the forests can adapt. In recent field experiments, scientists discovered a fragile limit. When the air warms by more than 2 degrees, the bamboo begins to struggle. Shoots slow their growth, leaves lose nutrition, and whole valleys can fade to yellow in a single dry season. This warming line marks the edge of the panda's survival. Beyond it, there may be food, but not enough life. In the Chinling Mountains, models now predict that by the end of this century, over 60% of the panda's current habitat could disappear. As temperatures rise, the bamboo climbs higher. But the mountains do not. Researchers have also mapped what each population truly needs to live. A group of 25 pandas requires at least 500 square kilometers of continuous forest. Anything smaller becomes an island. And on an island, isolation always comes first. Extinction follows later. Still, there is hope written in human choices. Reforestation programs are returning farmland to the forest, And renewable energy has begun to replace wood and coal. Each valley that recovers, each hillside that greens again, adds to the chance of endurance. Scientists now speak not just of saving pandas, but of rebuilding the ecosystem that sustains them, a living network of roots, rivers, and mountain air. Perhaps the true measure of protection is not the fences that keep people out, but the bridges that let life move freely again.
When my ancestors walked these mountains, there were forests as far as the eyes could see, and thousands of us moved like shadows through the bamboo. By the time humans began to count, in the late 1800s, our forests were already shrinking, and our numbers were fading quietly into the mist. In 1970, scientists thought there were 2,000 of us left, but when they looked closer, they found barely half of that. In the 1980s, they counted 1,100, and for a while, the sound of axes grew louder than the sound of rain. But something changed. Humans began to listen. They planted, protected, measured, and slowly, the forests answered. By the 2020s, there were nearly 1,900 of us again. The bamboo stretching further each year, the valleys breathing once more. Now, when they count, I no longer hide. I want them to see that we can learn from numbers if we remember what they mean.
Human hands continue to guide the forest, some planting, some studying, some watching from afar. Their satellites trace every step. Their algorithms count each heartbeat. And yet, the truest measure of the panda's future cannot be found in data. It rests in empathy, in whether we remember that silence too is a language. In the bamboo kingdom, forgiveness is not surrender. It is survival. Every leaf that grows here is both a memory and a beginning. And so the panda endures. A keeper of the old rhythm, a witness to the new. As long as bamboo bends in the wind, and as long as breath moves through its hollow stems, the panda's voice will echo across these valleys, not as a cry for help, but as a song of return. And perhaps that is enough for now.
Hello, I am the panda, and I am deeply grateful that you noticed me in time. For a long while, we lived unseen, quietly fading between the bamboo and the clouds. But now, you see us again, and that gives life another chance to speak. Still, I am not the only one who needs your eyes. Every creature in the air, on the land, and in the sea deserves the same care, the same respect, the same hope. Oil drilling, forest burning, plastic in the oceans, and the endless race for profit. These things hurt us all, and one day, they will hurt you too. Maybe you will notice it before it's too late. In our world, there are leaders too, strong ones, brave ones, but they do not destroy what they leave. They protect it. They understand that true strength is living in balance with everything that breathes. So thank you for watching my story, for listening to a voice that was almost lost. If this touched you, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for the next story, and tell us in the comments which endangered species you think deserves to be heard next. Because every voice in nature matters, and together we can make sure none of them go silent again.